In 8th place is the oldest machine on our list, and one that sums up what fighters are all about, the dogfight.
Once you got it down, it became a lethal killing machine, and that's what Flying Fighters is about, to be the most lethal guy in the sky.
Making a name for itself by being the fighter that brought down the Red Baron, this airplane set the benchmark against which all future fighters would be judged.
The Sopwith Camel. Manufacturer, the Sopwith Aviation Company. Power plant, Clerget rotary engine. Maximum speed, 112 miles per hour. Armament, 2 Vickers .303 caliber machine guns.
The First World War saw the birth of the airplane as a military weapon. In a period of just a few short years, military aircraft evolved from basic flying contraptions to become killing machines, and in the process, revolutionized warfare. The best and most recognizable of these designs was the legendary Sopwith Camel.
In its day, it also had the look. I mean, it looks like a fighter. I mean, it was a clean, nice design. It looked strong and beefy and powerful, and I think it flew that way.
But the Camel's beefy engine is the single heaviest component of the aircraft. The fuselage was constructed by stretching canvas around a wooden and wire frame, making the Camel surprisingly small and lightweight. Nevertheless, it represented the state-of-the-art in fighter design at the time.
The Sopwith Camel, to me, is the outstanding aircraft of World War I. Not only because it was built in such numbers, not only because it was flown by so many of the aces, but also in the way in which it prosecuted the war. It was a feared aircraft.
The Camel gained its unusual name from the humped cowling over the breeches of the 2 Vickers machine guns, which were synchronized to fire through the propeller, a design feature that became standard on British fighters for nearly 20 years.
Every way you look about the Camel, it has excellence, except for one thing. It's a very difficult aeroplane to fly.
Because the cylinders of its air-cooled engine rotated around the aircraft's axis, the Camel was inherently unstable.
The torque of that big Clerget rotary engine is such that no matter what you're doing, it's always twisting around and trying to turn laterally in the sky and throw itself into an unrecoverable flat spin. Flying a Sopwith Camel is like being on a bucking bronco. It's always trying to get out of your control. And that means if you can just hold on and make it do your will, it is tremendously maneuverable.
But the price of maneuverability was high. The plane's wood and fabric construction and poorly protected fuel tank made the Camel susceptible to fire. In fact, the average life expectancy of a Camel pilot in World War I was little more than 2 weeks.
There are almost as many Sopwith Camel pilots killed by the plane as there are killed by the enemy. It's very dangerous, but if you can make it work for you, it's very effective.
So effective that it went on to become the mainstay of the Royal Flying Corps in the last 2 years of the war, fighting all along the Western Front.
The Camel's decisive in terms of when it came into service. It came into service just at the time when the Allies were being pushed back. The Germans had air supremacy over the trenches, and it reversed it. And it did more than that. It really did drive fear into the hearts of German aviators.
Credited with destroying at least 1,200 enemy aircraft, the Sopwith Camel rightly deserves to be called one of the best fighters of all time. Its solid, if unspectacular, scoring across the board ensures its 8th place in the list of the greatest fighters of all time.